to this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you this gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Every single day, y'all, on a Sunday evening, 8 o'clock. Y'all chopping it up with Captain Will. So much to talk about today. So much, I guess it's evening now. So much to talk about this evening, wherever you may be watching me. Could be West Coast, could be East Coast, could be Midwest, could be over in Brazil, could be in over Korea. Wherever you are watching, your man Captain Will, you're not rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man Captain Will. So I did a members-only show last evening. And the topic of discussion was, of course, Kiki Iriafen. And I said that Kiki would choose Southern California on today and commit to them. I said that last night on the members-only podcast. Got a nugget last night before I went on. And lo and behold, wake up Sunday morning, and Kiki decided to commit to Southern Cal. And it wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a surprise at all. And wish her well. Wish her well at the other USC. Fantastic player. Fantastic basketball player. But I read this thing on Twitter this afternoon. And it stated basically, I'm not going to say the website or the Twitter handle or whatever, because I'll be giving them shine. So I ain't going to do that. But what I will say, I will read what was said about the University of South Carolina. It basically said that the teams that are losing in the transfer portal this season. It basically said that South Carolina, while the Gamecocks have talent returning and strong freshman recruits and necessarily don't need to land any transfers, they missed out on Kiki Iriafen, a top commodity who was considering a visit to South Carolina before committing elsewhere. I almost spilled my yak when I saw that, because so we are losing in the transfer portal because a recruit decided not to go to the University of South Carolina. We return almost the entire roster from an undefeated 38-0 national championship squad. And we lost in the transfer portal because a player is going to another school. Bruh, it don't work that way. It really don't work that way. It doesn't work that way. We didn't need anyone in the transfer portal. If she would have came to South Carolina, that would have been more icing on the cake. But we didn't need nobody. You can't lose in a race. You ain't even racing. How can you lose? Because she decided to stay at home? She decided to stay at home, so South Carolina lost, right? So the way you talking about it, the way you saying, like, we losing sleep. Oh, my God. Oh, we lost Kiki. Oh, Lord. What we going to do? What we going to do, boss? What we going to do? I don't know. We got to do something because Kiki decided to stay to Southern Cal. What we going to do? We losing in the transfer portal. Nobody ain't losing no transfer portal. South Carolina definitely ain't losing in the transfer portal. I think folks are putting too much stock in the transfer portal anyway. I really do. Because, and I see who's winning in the transfer portal. Oh, Maryland's winning in the transfer portal. Oh, Kentucky winning in the transfer portal. Oh, LSU winning in the transfer portal. What does that mean? You're winning in the transfer portal. If you are winning in the transfer portal, that means that you have a bunch of players on your team who either left or wasn't really good in the first place. So you're winning the transfer portal. What? Is UConn winning the transfer portal? Are they winning the transfer portal? What does that mean? Maryland getting multiple players in the transfer portal because Maryland did not have the year that they thought they was going to have. So they're trying a new route. Kentucky is becoming Virginia Tech further down south. Or Midwest. I don't even know what Kentucky is considered. They consider Midwest. They're not considered South. I don't know what they are. But that's what they're doing. South Carolina has a fully loaded squad, so we not in the transfer portal. Folks asked me about what's going to happen with Sakima Walker. Well, this was going to happen with Sakima Walker. The last day to enter the transfer portal is May the 1st. Okay? May the 1st. For college basketball players, women and men. That is the last day that you can enter the transfer portal and be able to play, be eligible to play in this upcoming season. That's coming up real soon. All right? Sakima Walker has a option of playing the COVID year. She has not entered the portal. Okay? I think there's a 99.9% chance that Sakima Walker ain't going nowhere. That girl is living her best life. She ain't going nowhere. If she had thoughts of going somewhere else, she would already did it. Then you wait to the last day, April 30th, to say, "Oh, I'm gonna enter the transfer portal now," because I think I'm in the portal now, and I'm gonna go to some mid-major school so I can play 20 minutes of basketball game. Yeah, so we can get on the bus and about 500,000 fans watching. No, Sakima Walker's living her best life. You seen her on Instagram. You seen her on TikTok. You seen her. She was down here in Charlotte for a soccer game, being celebrated. The girl ain't going nowhere. Sakima Walker will be back. So the only player that we will lose, or we have lost, will be Kamilla Cardozo. And adding Joyce and Maddy and Adhel, the stuff just tripped me out. It trips me out. Some of the stuff I read on social media. So in honor of this, website, in honor of this Twitter site, and we're doing a shot. It's shot o'clock. Shot, and it's for the South Carolina Gamecocks because we losing in the transfer portal. We lost in the transfer portal. Oh my God. South Carolina is doing horrible in the transfer portal. Cheers for all the craziness that you might read on social media. Cheers. Ain't losing nothing. It's just some of the stuff that makes me upset. The idiocy just trips me out. It just boggles my mind. It boggles my mind on some of the stuff. Can't lose a race that you're not even entered to win. Can't even lose. Our post is unbelievable. Our post is unbelievable. You're talking about Ashlyn Watkins, averaged 21 minutes a game, 10.7 rebounds, almost 3 block shots a game. Had the lowest defensive rating in the conference, one of the lowest in the country for players who played over 20 minutes per basketball game. Ashlyn Watkins, who I feel will be the starting center for South Carolina next year. That's what I believe. She will be the starting center, and she will play power forward as well. And then you have at the power forward position, you got Khloe Kitts. Khloe Kitts. Average about 18 minutes a game. 2 hair flips per game. 9 points. Almost 7 rebounds. Shot over 50% from the field. Solid offensive player with all the moves. Going to get stronger. Because I know that Cam Williams, she needs to get stronger. She's getting stronger. She can work it out. A defensive rating of about 75.8, which means she's a really good defender as well, which nobody seems to talk about, that Khloe is a really good defender. Those will be our starting, Watkins and Khloe. Those will be our 2 starters right there. Now, you're going to have some folks who say Sania Feagin, and I said Sania Feagin will be our starting center too. I said Sania Feagin will be the starter, and I said Ashlyn Watkins. Now, I'm saying today that I believe that Ashlyn Watkins is going to be the starting center. Khloe is going to be the starting power forward. Breezy, 3. Powell, 2. Raven, 1. And the first post player off the bench will be Sania Feagin, who's going to be playing 5 and 4. Yeah. And I believe Sania Feagin going to get 20-plus minutes this upcoming season. She'll be getting starters minutes, much like Watkins got starters minutes this season. I think Sania Feagin going to fill that role very well. Very well. And then we have the luxury, the straight up luxury of having the according to ESPN, the number 3 ranked player in the country in Joyce Edwards. And if anybody's seen Joyce Edwards play, know that thing is wrong. You know that's wrong. Joyce Edwards has dominated competition this year. At the high school level, in the state, at the all-star level, at every competition she has had her name on the roster, she's dominated. Multiple MVPs. We're going to have a number 1 ranked player in the country, Joyce Edwards, coming off the bench. Off the bench. Along with 5-star recruit Adhel Tac, coming off the bench. We good in the post, y'all. And then Sakima Walker, 6'5" self, coming in to get some minutes too, if needed. We good. We all we got. We don't need nobody else. And no post. Everybody else is trying to stack. Stacking squad, stacking this, trying to do all these different things in the transfer portal. LSU, how'd that work out for y'all in the transfer portal last season? How'd that work out? You won the transfer portal. You had the number 1 and number 2 ranked players in the transfer portal last season. Y'all absolutely killed the transfer portal. It had the number 1 ranked recruiting class, according to ESPN. How'd that work out? It didn't. Y'all locked and loaded to beat South Carolina, because if you beat South Carolina, you are an elite type team. It didn't work out. The dream team that was discussed wasn't too dreaming. You don't win in free agency, y'all. You don't win. That's not the way to win. You win via recruiting and keeping your players home. LSU is just replacing players that left. That's all they're doing. They are filling roster spots because their players left. Nobody ain't leave South Carolina, with the exception of Camila Cardozo. So you don't have roster spots. There's no jobs that are available. There are no jobs available. So someone said, like, okay, you feel bad about Kiki not coming to South Carolina. I don't at all. I don't know why I would feel bad. I don't know why I would feel bad. It'd have been cool. It'd have been nice if she decided to come to South Carolina, could just be more talent. But if I also said if Kiki came to South Carolina, I thought somebody would also leave, because there's only so many minutes that these players can play. Do I love the lineup we have, the roster that we have? Absolutely. I love our lineup. I do. We are, regardless of what Southern Cal is doing out there, and they're doing a nice job. They are doing a really good job. They are loading up. They are loading it up. And I like it because I like competition. And again, like I said yesterday or the day before yesterday, I don't know, it all runs together. I want to see Southern Cal on the schedule. I really do. I want to see Southern Cal with Juju and Kennedy Smith. Kiki, I want to compete against our girls because we are the standard bearer. We are the trendsetter. We don't follow trends. Dawn Staley don't follow trends. If she followed trends, then you would have Carolina be shooting 33 pointers a game. We would be an outside in type team versus an inside out type team. We aren't. She don't follow no trends. She's a trendsetter. She making other teams go to the lab with a pen and a pad and think about how can we compete with South Carolina? Because right now there's no competition. It is no competition right now in NCAA basketball for South Carolina. It ain't none. None. There's no competition. There are really good basketball teams, but there ain't no competition right now with Carolina in the way we are built right now. There isn't. So you got teams that's trying to load up. But good luck. Good luck. Good luck. That's all I can say. Good luck. Hey, let's do I want to say, hey, what's up to Lamar, Donald, homeboy, Nolan, Darnell Baylor, Antonio, Cheryl Durham, Karen Richards, Margaret W., who's turning up in Florida. Vacation, turn up. Margaret W., this goes out to you. You make sure that you have an amazing time, and that you've had an amazing time, because I hear that you are headed back to South Kakalaki on tomorrow. Safe trips, safe travels. Home of the champions. Turn up, girl. Hey, I appreciate all the donations, all the tips. I really do. Thank you for all the tips. I appreciate all the love. Kiki used us for clout, just like Morrow. I think Texas is getting Barker and Oklahoma is getting Beers. Everyone is loading up trying to compete with South Carolina. Yeah. I don't know about the part about Kiki used us for clout. I don't know. She had a non-contact clause. So it's Southern Cal, South Carolina. And she's a Cali kid. So it would have took a lot for her to come over across the country to play for Dawn. And maybe it was some promises that weren't filled, or who knows? I'm not sure. But again, you can't blame any basketball player for wanting to stay home. You can't. It's the same thing with Joyce staying home. Same thing with MiLaysia staying home. Ashlyn Watkins staying home. If you get better as a program when your best players stay at home. She staying at home, not going too far. She played last year, then go on to the W and be a top 3, pick in the W. This is the thing too that no one's discussing. Nobody's talking about this. Kiki arrives at Southern Cal and immediately becomes their best basketball player. Not Juju Watkins. Okay? There's levels to this. Juju is going to be a sensational player. But Juju that you saw last season is not going to be the same Juju that you see this upcoming season, because Juju is not going to be shooting 20 times in a basketball game. Juju will not be going one-on-one and players just watching. Because Kiki can shoot that thing. She averaged 19 points last season while playing with Cameron Brink and leading Stanford in scoring. Okay? So Kiki is better than Juju Watkins, y'all. And then you got Kennedy Smith, who's also going to Southern Cal, who is a dog, top 7 recruit. And her Kennedy and Juju went back and forth in high school. Ain't no love lost. So there's going to be some great competition that's going on in those practices at Southern Cal. But you're not going to see that version. What you will see is a more efficient version of Juju Watkins. Now, the country fell in love with Juju Watkins because she shooting all these shots and shooting about 38, 39% from the field. But what you're going to see this upcoming season is a better version of Juju, what she could actually be when she plays around better players. It ain't about the numbers. It really ain't about the numbers. And the national media consistently talk about numbers and numbers and numbers. Oh, such and such averaged this many points. Such and such did this and that. It's about efficiency. Not just because you shoot a lot of shots. Efficiency in those shots. Juju will be a better player. She already played good defense. She will not take these raggedy shots she took at times at Southern Cal because she was their best player and their best shot maker. The best player is going to be Kiki. Those are the facts. Robin Minnick, I wonder why she acted like she was visiting both USCs before she made a choice to send Southern Cal. She couldn't do that at first. Provide everybody wondering where she's going. Well, I agree with you completely. I didn't like how I went down with Anissa Morrow last year. I'm not particularly fond of the way it went down this year with Kiki. Not particularly fond. But, you know, because it sometimes, to a certain degree, it kind of puts Carolina in a bad light because the way it went down with Morrow, it's between LSU and Carolina, and next thing you see on Twitter, you see her dancing on Instagram with Angel Reese and crew, and then on Carolina get a visit, right? So with Southern Cal, you saw some pictures, hey, doing all this stuff on Instagram, TikTok, commit, and don't come to South Carolina. So I feel you. I really do. And then, teams are trying to load up. But this is a thing, y'all. This is the thing. Let's not get, I talked a little bit about this in the members thing on last night. Let's not go too crazy about this whole transfer portal type situation. Let's not get too crazy with it. Because a lot of teams are going, using transfer portal or whatever. And we go down the list. We just go down the list. So the top 25 players in the transfer portal and where they have committed to. Okay, we're just doing the top 25. Okay, you got Georgia Moore, 5'6" senior from Virginia Tech. Obviously, she went to Kentucky to follow her coach, right? Makes complete sense. Makes sense. Not surprised about that whatsoever. Now you got number 2 was Kiki. She is Southern Cal. No surprise about that one either, right? Okay. Reagan Beers, she has not decided where she's going to go. Okay. I'm hearing a lot of talk about various different schools. She will make her decision soon, I am sure. Will it be Southern Cal? Will it be a game changer type event where it's going to be like, I got to come on air. So, we got to watch out for this team. You got to do this right here. Reagan Beers is a good basketball player. She is a good basketball player. I'm not sure if she's a great basketball player, but she's a really good basketball player, and she's just a sophomore, right? Okay, so she did a lot for Oregon State. Would that translate to some of these teams in the SEC or some of these really, really elite basketball teams with elite talent? We'll see. But right now, she hasn't chosen. You got Charlissi, can't even say her name right. Lagur Walker. I know I jacked that name up. From Washington State. She's going to UCLA. Lucy Olsen, who's a real talented player at Villanova, can shoot that thing. She's going to Iowa. So Iowa going to continue to do they're gonna run the same offense they've been running. They ain't gonna change. They're gonna run off a lot of screens. They're gonna do this, that, and they're gonna shoot the ball. And Lucy Olsen can shoot the ball. She ain't no Caitlin Clark now. Don't get that twisted now. She ain't no Caitlin Clark. She played at Villanova, going to Iowa. She's gonna get a lot of shots though, and she can shoot it. But it's not a game changer. Tamia Gardner, also from Oregon State. Oregon State lost everybody. They lost everybody. Oregon State lost everybody, and they got everybody in the portal. And Tamia Gardner, who I like. She's a really good basketball player as well. She can shoot 40% from the three, about 6'3". She ain't announced where she's going yet. We see a combination of Tamia and Reagan Beers going to the same place. I don't know. If there's a package deal going to a top level team, if there's a package deal of Tamia and Reagan Beers going to LSU, then we're gonna have a different conversation. We're gonna have a come to Jesus meeting on the air, because I will come on live and then we're gonna talk about. I don't care if I find out at 1 o'clock in the morning. We're going live about that. Because that'd be a game changer if you got both of those players coming from Oregon State over to LSU. Okay, that would change a little bit of the calculus. All right, but until that happens, I'm good. Got old Layla from Michigan. She's going to win to Texas. Texas. I said this before, and I'm gonna say this once again. Texas is building something special. They're building something special, and they keep adding. Deja Kelly ain't going nowhere yet. Don't know where she going. Janiah Parker, don't know where she going yet. Hearing rumors about that, from A&M. It's a lot of solid players, but it's limited players or who are considered game changers to a basketball program. Unless one of those players go to a UConn, go to a LSU, go to a Notre Dame, those type individuals, and maybe they'll package it up and go together. But until that happens, they're just, here, this good player going here, this good player going there, blah, blah, blah. We hear this conversation talking about LSU getting these 3 guards, right? I got 3 guards in the transfer portal. Well, in the top 25, is only one of those guards who's actually in the top 25, and she's ranked 20th. The rest of the other 2 guards, they're okay. They okay. Will we see them play? Probably not, because LSU still ain't gonna play them with 6 or 7 players. But that's how they roll. That's how they roll. I'm gonna cry. He can't say her last name to save his life. I can't. I can't. Ain't no that I can say. I can't. Hell, I mess up my last name sometime. That was just the truth. Lamar Donald Captain said she was going to stay on the West Coast. Southern Cal is not going to win the championship. I did. Sure did. They're not winning no championship. They're going to go far, though. They're going to be exciting to watch, and I hope those games are not on Pac-12, and we see those games actually live and in color all across the universe. Because it was difficult. Well, see, this is the thing. I can't even say Pac-12 no more, because Pac-12 don't exist no more. Pac-12 is gone. So Southern Cal's in the Big Ten, so we'll see them now. Oh, yeah. So stuff has changed now. Because Southern Cal be in the Big Ten now, and we will see all those games in football and in basketball. It's going to be some exciting times now, and some different matchups that we have not seen before. Pac-12 was the best conference in basketball this past season, and it's gone. It's gone. It is gone. But we'll see the games now. I guess they was doing some cost cutting last season. I don't know. But we did not see enough of those great games on the Pac-12 here on the East Coast. You had to have Pac-12 TV. Like, what? LB, Gamecocks didn't need Kiki. She would have just been a luxury. You're right. She would have just been a luxury, and it'd been something cool to have. Just something cool to have. It's fine. Talisha Webb, we don't need to win in the portal. Everyone else does. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. You're right. We don't need to win in the portal. Everybody else is trying to catch up. Trying to catch up to where we are fast. Fast. And the quickest way to catch up fast, if you strike gold in the portal with multiple players while having a really good core. If you're not rocking with a really good core of players, before you start accumulating talent from the transfer portal, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change about your team. Southern Cal getting Kiki off a team that went so far in the tournament this season adds another layer to their potential greatness. The same thing with Texas. And Texas had much of their success with Rory Harmon out. And they bringing in Justice Carlton and Jordan Lee to the fold. So Texas is going to be a phenomenal basketball team this season. We will see Texas either in the SEC or we will see them down the line in the Final Four, perhaps in 2025. They are a really, really good basketball team. And this is their first year in the SEC. They're going to be really good. But they are using the portal the way it's supposed to to work. You're supplementing players versus having a whole influx of players. Everybody showing up because half your roster is gone. That's the way it goes. That is where it goes. Let's have a conversation about all these Gamecocks in the WNBA. Gamecocks are all over WNBA rosters. 14 of them. 14 former Gamecocks are on training camp rosters. First preseason game is Friday, May the 3rd. Training camp is on and popping. And we can go down the list. We can start talking about, first one come out in my mind is Henny. Destiny Henderson got the alert, got the whatever, got the call. Atlanta Dream. So, Atlanta Dream, you are doing what you are supposed to do. You want fans at your arena? Yeah. You already got Letitia Me here. You already got Alicia Gray. Now you got Henny. All these Gamecocks on that roster right now. ATL is a rock throw from Columbia. Oh yeah, ATL be rolling deep with Gamecock fans there, just to see those players. Now you add in the mix of other players you got Haley Jones. They got so many different, really good young players, and then you got the opposing teams coming over. Oh, that's awesome! And I'm so happy for Henny getting the shot. So happy. We're going to talk to Letitia Me here. Bree Bill. Big Body Benz. Up in Vegas. She needs the opportunity. I don't think she got a fair shake last season with Minnesota. I don't think she got a fair shake. You have certain players, and I know it's only 12, roster spots. That's all you have in the WNBA. You just have 12. But I am sure that her defensive skills warranted a roster spot in the WNBA. She was the best perimeter defender in the country, and she didn't make a roster spot? I don't like that. That kind of smell bad. It smell like some burnt South meat. Hog-head cheese. Y'all ever had before? That's how I smell. Hey, Aaliyah Boston, come on. Aaliyah Boston. I saw this clip with Leah Boston and Indiana just started training camp, and Caitlin Clark was feeding her. It just looks amazing. I'm so happy for Aaliyah Boston. Her mom is amazing. It's just awesome. Nothing but love. Be watching her on Friday night for sure. Kamilla Cardozo. What else can I say about Kamilla Cardozo other than she the truth? And going to Chicago Sky, and I got the jersey on the way. Kamilla Cardozo, such a amazing story, and we all wish that she's going to do such a wonderful job in Chicago. Now, there's going to be some storylines, of course, because it's going to be, we already know Kamilla and Angel Reese on the same basketball team, going to be trying to get all the rebounds and the block shots and all those different things. Playing together is going to be really cool. Really cool. It's just going to be nice. Elena Coates. Remember Elena Coates? Played Asia Wilson. Remember that? Elena Coates is on the Seattle Storm training camp roster. So many great players. Elena Coates was a blockbuster talent at the University of South Carolina. She's not talked about enough. When we talk about bigs at USC, she's not discussed enough. She was a dominant big at USC. And she's not getting enough flowers. I hope she makes the squad. Zia Cook, you already know about Zia Cook. For the new fans of USC. First round pick, Los Angeles Sparks, ranked number 10th pick. Oh yeah, living that life in LA. Special. We everywhere. We are everywhere. Kayla Davis, remember her? Remember Kayla Davis? Because there was so during the they said it wasn't even called a transfer portal. They just said it basically means you just transferred. So you just entered it. You know, transfer portal. I'm transferring from this school and I'm going to this school. And back in those days, you had to sit out a year, right? But Kayla Davis came along with MiLaysia Gray. Those two daggers came to USC and helped guide us to a championship. They were some key cogs to the University of South Carolina. They only played 1 year. But they were amazing. Kayla Davis is a baller. She was a baller at USC. She just didn't play many years. Just one. But she was a baller, and she will always be a South Carolina Gamecock. So she's on the Seattle Storm training camp roster along with our girl, Atlantic Coast. So just that in general is awesome. We already talked about MiLaysia Gray, Atlanta Dream. She's so special. So special. And she's the type player who's gotten better and better every season. Rookie of the year during her rookie season. Multiple gold medals in the 3-on-3. She's just nice. Ty Harris, one of my favorite players of all time. Ty Harris at the University of South Carolina plays with Connecticut Sun. The shot is pure. The playmaking has always been pure. And she was a Connecticut Sun. Awesome player. Our Kiki. The only Kiki that's riding a Garden in Black uniform. Mad Kiki has the opportunity to make the Phoenix Mercury team because she's been dominant overseas, balling. She ain't stopped playing basketball. She's always playing overseas. Been killing the game. The three-point shot has gotten better and better. She almost made the roster last season. I pray that she makes it this season. She's such a good player. She needs to make this squad on the Phoenix Mercury. Tiffany Mitchell just got a jersey retired at USC. Awesome. Connecticut Sun. So you got two of them. You got Ty Harris. You got Tiffany Mitchell, both playing on the same squad. So this is what happens when you only have 12 teams. When you only have 12 teams in the WNBA, you're going to have multiple Gamecocks on these teams. Multiple Gamecocks all over. So if you're a fan, if you say you're a fan of the University of South Carolina, that just doesn't stop in college. You got to continue to watch these girls as they become women along the way, because for the most part, these ladies are going to play in the W much longer than they played in college. So we fell in love with them at USC, three-time national champions. We got to continue the love up into the W. We have to. They need that love. We need to buy their jerseys. The same way we be rocking the jerseys, the Gamecock jerseys, all the time. We talk about Kiki. We talk about these players, Elena, Tiff. We talk about all these players. We got to continue to give that love in the WNBA this year. We want these girls to get paid. We have to support the sport. We have to support the viewership. We have to buy the merchandise. We have to show out in full force to these various different companies that these women they demand to be paid. That's what we have to do. We have to do our part. We got this whole Garnet Trust thing that's going on at USC for this NIL piece. We got to do what we can to make sure these ladies get paid, because the national media found out, because they don't watch women's basketball. They don't watch women's basketball. Oh, they found out, Caitlin Clark only making this amount of money. Oh, what the hell? What's going on? What's going on with the WNBA? Why these players got to go overseas to make money? It's so crazy like that because nobody talked about that before. When Brittany Griner was over there making that loot overseas because she wasn't making that huge bag over here and got detained, like, damn, like, why is she over there playing ball? WNBA salaries. That's why. But now it's a huge thing. Now, seeing, Caitlin Clark only making this amount of money playing for a professional league. Like, it's something wrong now. Like, everybody need to get paid. I saw this cool thing. And shout out to Candace Parker retiring, one of the best who's ever done it. One of the best basketball players. I ain't talking about men or women. I'm talking about basketball players who's ever done it. One at every level. And I was pissed off when Gino then put on that doggone Olympic team. Was it 2020? She didn't put her on that team. Had all these UConn players on the team. Like, okay. All right, Gino. Was it 2020 or 2016? Can't remember. I do remember her not making that squad when she should have made it. I do remember that. But it was cool because it was talking about Sabrina Ionescu. I'm probably saying the name wrong, but Sabrina from New York Liberty, got a shoe deal. So got her and Caitlin Clark with these shoe deals. And the question was basically talked about, about Asia Wilson and getting a shoe deal. And she said all the right things. I'm a fan of hers because the way you articulate things make me become a fan of yours and make me want to support you. She said Asia deserves a shoe deal for everything she's doing for the sport. And she said that people of color need shoe deals because they need to see what right looks like. I might be paraphrasing a little bit, but little girls that look like them getting that bag. I know I'm paraphrasing that. I know she didn't say get the bag, but she said the right things. Now, the media are doing their thing and promoting the trendy players. But we all know that the GOAT herself deserves a fat shoe deal. I don't know from who, but that's what she deserved. And speaking of the GOAT, come on, Las Vegas Aces. I mean, come on. I mean, she is just the truth. Defensively, offensively, all-around player. Superstar. And she came from Columbia. Hopkins, South Kakalaki. And Victoria Saxton, who didn't even play like 25 minutes of basketball game. But she is a smart defensive player, and she made the roster last year, and she has the opportunity to make the roster this year. She was playing overseas this past off season as well, and was balling. She's gotten better. So you have 14 Gamecocks who are going to be on training camp rosters. The rosters are 18 deep, and you only keep it 12. Ain't no G League. So it's the toughest. Making a WNBA roster is the toughest thing to do in professional sports. But we got 14 out there trying, and the numbers are only going to get better and better and better. Shout out to all the Gamecock ladies who are on training camp rosters. Oh, Dawn got to get her freaking 5 miles. She already doing it. She's at a Philly game. She was in Florida. She was in Paris. They got her in the high school games. Dawn Staley don't sleep. I'm just telling you right now. She don't sleep. I don't know when she sleep, but she is everywhere. And on Twitter and social media, she is a presence. That's why she's good as she is. That is why she's good as she is. Those are the facts. Let's go through a few more of these questions. We've been going strong for 43 minutes. 43 minutes. So dope. So much fun. I just have so much fun doing this. It's such a blessing. Life is great. Anybody saying Kitts won't start is crazy. She literally started for most of the season. So why she wouldn't start? I have no idea why people say Khloe shouldn't start. Khloe is a really good basketball player. There is a reason why Khloe was starting early in this year. There's a really good reason. And why she started most of the season. Dawn said it early in the training camp season. She said the offense moves smoother with Khloe in the game. The offense runs smoother with Khloe in the game. Facts. Those are the facts. The offense runs smoother with Khloe in the game. Anybody who saw South Carolina this season, and I hate that she doesn't get the credit that she deserved, because this was her freshman year, y'all. This is her freshman year. Forget what the roster says and the media guy says. This was her freshman year. And she averaged 9.6 rebounds as a freshman, not as a sophomore, because she ain't play when she showed up in January. This is her first year actually playing basketball, and she averaged about 18, 19 minutes a game. 9.6 rebounds, and 9.6 rebounds on a team like South Carolina is like 18 points and 12 rebounds on a mid-major team. You know what I'm saying? If that's like those stats would be so astronomical on a team like Arkansas, Kentucky, or Florida, any of those teams like that. But you average 9.6 rebounds for the University of South Carolina with the talent that we have, that means you're a baller. That's what that means. So I don't understand sometimes the hate that Khloe gets in that reference that she shouldn't be starting. Khloe should get this season between 20 and 25 minutes of play, because her jump from her half of freshman year to her full freshman year was outstanding. She's played for Team USA. Okay? Her jump now in this off season, because she already been working, ain't no days off, it's going to be even better. Khloe is a baller. We better appreciate her. I'm a cry. Cap, please stop lying. The team needs a true center. What? The team needs a true center? What? What are you talking about? Our team, first off, fam, our team don't need nothing. Our team don't need nothing. Nothing. So what you're telling me is, and I love your comments because you always roll with me, but what you telling, because this is a barbershop talk. This is a barbershop talk right now. But what you're telling me is that if we don't have a true center, then we can't win the championship, or we can't go this far. Because you use that word need. You saying we need a true center. I just beg to differ. I beg to differ because traditionally, we've had 6'5", we've had 6'7", we've had another 6'5". We've had those players. We've had them. And South Carolina still has a 6'5" in Adhel Tac, a 6'5" in Sakima Walker, a 6'3" in Ashlyn Watkins, who's closer to 6'4", a 6'3" in Joyce Edwards, Sania Feagin, who's closer to 6'4" herself. I don't understand the logic of having when you have an abundance of talent that is a requisite or prerequisite to have a certain style of player. This is the deal. There are not 6'7" centers growing on trees. There ain't. There was none in the 2024 recruiting class. There was none in the 2023 recruiting class. Rosario, 6'6", who went to LSU, barely got on the floor. What we have in South Carolina is players in the post who are interchangeable and crazy athletic. Did we need a 6'7" center when she was playing in Brazil? Did we need a true center, as you say? Did we need a true center when Camilla came back and was out for a few games? Did we need a true center then? We don't need any position at USC, not a one. In my opinion, like we was talking about Kiki, it is a luxury if we have that type of player. When you have Ashlyn's a 5-star, Khloe's a 5-star, Sania is a 5-star, Adhel Tac is a 5-star, Joyce Edwards is a 5-star. We don't need nobody. We don't need nobody. Not nobody at all. Cheers, Rewane. But thank you for the comment. You know I do. You know I rock with you. Cheers, Rewane. We have no true center. I don't know what. Have you seen Adhel play? Cheers, Rewane. Have you seen Adhel play? Adhel Tac is a true center. And if she is healthy, she is a dog true center. Sakima Walker is a true center. By the standard that Coach Staley has said, we got 2 true centers. We got 2 players who 6'5". Adhel Tac is almost 6'6". And I know coming off knee injury and things like that, I'm going to be getting Adhel Tac soon on this show again. We already discussed. So, I don't know about that one right there. Lamar Donald, we should schedule UConn and USC in the non-conference. Schedule right out the gate, make them the second and third teams you play at the start of the next season, beat them down and home them right away. You just want to take hearts, man. Hey, don't forget, we be playing North Carolina State early in the season, right here in Charlotte. And that's going to be a big game. That was going to be another big game. And they are going to be doing a West Coast trip. I just don't know if it's going to be Southern Cal or if it's going to be Stanford or UCLA, any of those teams. All of them can get it. All of them can get it. But UConn, I think, will always be in February. It just seems right. You know, Cam Richardson can't play too much. Can't pay too much attention to the media. Yeah, unless it's me. MKK, UConn players aren't told the real when they sign there. Our girls know they will play under 30 minutes a game at best. Janelle isn't telling these girls the truth, and there aren't enough minutes for the players they have signed. Okay. I'm interested in seeing how it's maneuvered at UConn with the class that got coming in, the players that were injured last season, the players that they lost. Okay. When you start in a conversation, in the conversations, Paige Beckers and Asia Fudd, you starting out with a good squad. Okay. It's ironic that neither they haven't played together much because both of them have been injured. But this could be the year that both of them are healthy, and both of them are healthy at the point guard and shooting guard position. Then they're gonna be a force. There will be a force to be reckoned with. We will see what's going on with UConn this season for sure. I think if we could see Tac in the gym putting in work would make people feel better. How can I say? You're not gonna see in the gym. You're not going to see in the gym putting in work right now because she's still rehabbing. It's April. So you're not going to see that on the court work because she's still injured. Okay. So it's not going to, the injury is not going to just get well over weeks. Okay. But what you are seeing is, because Molly is posting stuff on her Instagram and social media and stuff of Adhel rehabbing, strengthening the knee, working out. And for what I'm understanding, she's going to be ready to play. For what I'm understanding. Everybody heals at a different rate, but it's April. It's April. We still got a couple months or a month and a half before, summer workouts begin. And then they take a break. And then they start, fall camp. We still got several months. Let's have this conversation. First of all, when I get her on the show, that'd be some questions that I would ask in terms of her workout and when she's expected to come back and things like that. But are we having a conversation where we aren't seeing, or I'm not hearing rumors, or I'm not seeing for myself that she is working out on the court? Then, and I'm talking about like in August, September timeframe. Then we have something to adjust fire with. Then we can move something sort of like, okay, maybe she should redshirt and then just play an additional 4 years later. Okay. Because you don't want to injure anymore, but I got a really good feeling about Adhel Tac. I really do. Cheryl Durham, what do you think about Texas and Oklahoma joining the SEC? I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful for basketball that those two are joining the SEC. Texas and Oklahoma are bringing two fan bases to the SEC that are rabid fan bases. They are about their sports. And with Texas being so good in basketball, it's going to be lit, y'all. It's going to be lit when we play Texas at Texas. It's going to be lit when Texas comes over to Columbia. And same thing with Oklahoma. But especially Texas. Texas is building something special. They're building something special. And we're going to have a new rivalry going on with Texas and South Carolina. It's going to be a really new thing to see. So it's going to be great for sports. NK, I always felt Kiki would go home. Good for her. I'm not blaming a young woman for making that decision. Not at all. Not at all. LB, rumor is they had Kobe Bryant's wife talk to Kiki, and she's getting the contract with Nike. No shoe, just a contract. Mm-hmm. Well, if that happens, I mean, more power to her. More power to her. Sean Landrum, I really don't think people understand how much better South Carolina is going to be next season. You know, Sean, you bring up a great point because I already mentioned it. I already mentioned it, and I already said it. And I said this, I want to say like in December, that this squad, the upcoming 2024-25 season, that roster, that team is going to be better than this team that we just had. And that was well before we won the championships. I don't want nobody to say, oh, Cam, were you just saying that because of revisionist history and because, we won the chip. I said that like in December, November timeframe because I saw what's going to be coming. I saw that was going to be coming. I mean, I do 1,000 videos, so you can check it. I've been saying for a long time that next year's squad going to be better than this year's squad. I said that this year's squad that we currently have was the best squad that South Carolina had. And it proved to be right. This team, offensively and defensively, the best squad that's ever played at the University of South Carolina. Most complete team that we ever had. I believe next year's team is going to be better. More complete team than this year's team because most of the players coming back and all those players going to get better. So if you're getting better, then that means that you have to be better. Okay? And that's still adding in Joyce, Maddy, and Adhel. Like, come on. Darnell Baylor. Honestly, let them have those off-season titles. We have the Natty. I want to build what we have. We are loaded. We play 10 that can start anywhere in the country. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. Lamar Don, I see us having even more speed than we had before Maddy. Maddy is a lightning bolt when she's healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I can say. If you have a scenario with a healthy Maddy McDaniel and MiLaysia Fulwiley and Raven Johnson on the court at the same time, look out. Look out. That's all I can say. If you have a situation where you have Maddy, MiLaysia, Raven Johnson, Joyce Edwards, and Ashlyn Watkins on the court at the same damn time, you better get your popcorn ready. You better get your sweet tea ready. You better be ready because you're going to see something you ain't never seen before. You are going to see, you want to see some Harlem Globetrotters stuff going on with them. That right there, those 5 is the fastest lineup in the country. Ain't none. Fastest lineup in the country. And we're going to see some parts of that. We are, I can't wait. I'm getting hyped right now. It is April. Captain, we're going to be off the chain in September, October time frame. Oh, my God. NK, but with all the transfers, the first year, Southern Cal will have some chemistry issues to work out. That's hard to work out in one season, especially with a young head coach. South Carolina already has that iron out. That's true. That's true. They got 5 players coming in from the recruiting cycle. They got a lot of kinks in the armor, but what they do have is some talent. They got a lot of talent too. So it's going to be cool watching to see how things go. Going to be cool. Kansas Basketball Academy Foundation, what's up? Some off-season moves are in vain. Organic growth versus superficial stacking. I love that. I love it. I love it. That's a great way to say it. Lamar Donald, captain. We got Lay Fulwiley, the ultimate game changer. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Nolan, we have 13 girls at the WNBA Pro Camp this year. That is what we do. V-Sax went to Europe and put in that work. She did. Really excited for her. Latoya Javis, can you call? Okay, yeah, if you caught again, Will Juju or Kiki made it past the Elite 8, and people on Twitter are talking about South Carolina scared. Scared of what? Scared of what? Repeat 2 is on his way. Yeah, I mean, here, this is the thing. If you break it down analytically, you break it down, numbers wise, and y'all know how I feel about recruiting. If you break it down in those terms and in those ways, Juju was the number one player in the class of 2023. Okay. Outstanding talent. Great player. Okay. And she's going to prove to be a great player in college. Kiki was a 4-star recruit and actually outplaying her recruiting ratio. She was still like, I want to say like an 17th or 18th ranked player in the 2021 class, but she was behind Raven and Sania and Rivers and Bree. She was behind all those players, but she's proven she's in this year. This junior season was her explosion year. It was her explosion year, and her growth happened this season. We will have multiple players who will have that explosion too that Kiki had in her junior season. I'm expecting the same thing to happen with Sania Feagin to a certain degree. It all happens at different times. Raven, Bree, Sania, all players from the 2021 class, Raven number 2, Bree number 14, Sania number 4, all saw substantial growth from the previous year to this past season. Okay. Raven made the biggest jump. Okay. Rebounds, assists, turnovers, points, shooting percentage, 3-point percentage, all those things got much better. So, because Raven basically just played her first real season where she is absolutely 100% healthy. Okay. I expect an astronomical growth for Raven going forward. I'm saying all this to say this. Southern Cal have some really good basketball players on their basketball team. They do. They have about, I want to say now with Kiki, I want to say maybe 4, maybe 5-star recruits. Maybe. South Carolina has what? 11, 12, 5-star recruits on his roster. Raven, Powell, Bree, Watkins, Khloe, Feagin, Fulwiley, Tessa, Joyce, Maddy, Adhel. That's all I gotta say. There's levels to it, and these teams just not as good. That's all I gotta say. The love for pets. Last time I checked, some people wanted Kiki. South Carolina is ready for the is ready for the season with what they have lined up. That's true. Travis going down. Come on, Cat, with that gospel. That's what I do. She's ring. Fever could have used Henny. They were idiotic to cut her off. Oh my God. I was so upset when I found out that that Henny was cut. I was upset. I was really upset with that. I was like, why? Antonio, facts, Cap, Khloe balled out and she has a better shot than Watkins. But when the defense need to be ramped up, Ashlyn gets the time. I agree with you. I agree with you completely. Agree with you completely. I just got a message. Camilla and Adhel Tac on IG Live talking about Camilla's first day at camp. That's the cool thing about it. All these ladies have these mentors that's all over the W that they can just call up. They can just call up. Just like how Bree was calling up, was talking to Aaliyah Boston every day during the season. Like, what kind of mentorship is that? That's crazy. So whatever Adhel Tac is going through, because like I mentioned before, a good portion of these girls have had season-ending injuries. Okay? In high school or in college. We could say Raven. We could say Powell, who tore both of her ACLs. We could say Tessa, who broke a leg. Several of these girls have had those injuries and had to fight back, had to be in that rehab room by themselves. One of them, this is the last time I played basketball. So they can always, Adhel, if she's having a bad day with rehab, whatever, she can always call somebody, always go to somebody's room or something. to have those conversations with people who already done it. That's the cool thing about South Carolina. You have a plethora of young women who's been there, done that. It's so amazing. And with so many ladies in the W, it's just awesome. It's just awesome to see. And I'm so happy that I'm going to be talking about it all summer. All summer, we talking WNBA, and we damn sure talking about the Gamecocks every chance I get. Every chance I get. This includes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.